Hey friends, Michelle Kuznick here, and I am so excited to introduce to you my new weekly YouTube series for entrepreneurial women. Each week, I am going to be working to support you in all things life and business related. And I'm going to do that by providing you with action steps and step-by-step processes to move you in the right direction. Now, some of you might be thinking, who is this woman? Because you just kind of came across me by accident, and welcome. And some of you might know me, but might still be thinking, what does she kind of do? I don't really understand. Time management, systems, solutions, all of that is my superpower. And I love, love, love putting the pieces of things together. And that's what I want to help you do. Now, I'm going to introduce you a quick history of me, so bear with me just a second before we get into today's topic. And today's topic is 3 simple time management steps. Okay, so give me just a second to get this going. And we do screen share. I got to talk myself through it because I'm not that fluent yet in all of these things. So let's see, we are going to do, there you go. Hopefully you guys can see the slideshow now. So again, a little bit about me, Michelle Kuznick, Systems, Solutions, and Support for Entrepreneurial Women with the Priority Project, michellekuznick.com. I have been an entrepreneur and full-time photographer for the last 20 years. I have built my business through all stages of my life. I started this journey when I was a young, remember those days, in 2000 when I thought life was challenging. I had a supportive husband, a dog, and 2 cats. And during that time, I used to stress about finding time to go to the grocery store and what we were going to have for dinner. Very quickly, I realized life was pretty easy during those years because in a period of 5 years, I turned 30, I had 3 kids, I opened up a storefront photography studio, and I bought a new home. I was still stressed about finding time to go to the grocery store, but I was introduced to all kinds of things that started with mom guilt. I felt stuck and in a never-ending cycle of busting my tail and going to bed each night still feeling like I had let everyone down. And I don't want that for you, and that's why I'm here. So you fast forward a few years, several as a matter of fact, those 3 babies that I had in a 5-year period are all now teenagers. I am a single mom, and I never stress about the grocery store. I don't stress much about food in general, except when it's making me gain weight, obviously. And this time of year, it's pretty normal for you to text me on my cell phone when I'm sitting at the pool, taking off midday and going somewhere. Last week, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for dinner, so I texted all the kids and told them to be ready. We were heading to the beach to have dinner that night. And that's what we did. But here's the kicker. I did that without feeling the least bit of guilt for not getting my work done or like I was letting anyone down. And that is what life is all about. So, what is my secret to not losing my mind each day? It's pretty simple. It's better time management. And when I poll 100 women, or when I ask people in my group coaching programs or in my Facebook groups or what have you, when I'm doing talks, it's always, how do I find more time in the day? But we all have only 24 hours. Here is what I want you to know. There is not one single person I know who is successful, and I'm talking about multi-million-dollar kind of people, that don't plan out their day. Okay, success doesn't just happen, it's planned. So today I'm going to teach you 3 simple steps to organize and optimize your day. Now these are my most basic steps, dumbed down, as simple and as black and white as they get. I want you to listen to these steps with an open mind, because if you're here listening to this video, you have trouble with it and you don't have a system. All right. So I want you to keep an open mind with what I'm about to tell you. And then I want you to commit to doing it for 7 days. All right. So there is a workbook. I went through the wrong page. Oh, no, I don't know how to go backwards. Let's try that. Okay, there is a workbook, michellekismick.com/3 steps. Go to that and download it, because that's going to help walk you through this. It's also going to help regroup you when you get away from this. All right. Okay, so the first step, here we go, is to keep a master to-do list. Now, I know that might sound simple, stupid, but I work with women every day who are pulling their hair out. And they've got a half-written list in their pocketbook. They've got a half-written list on their phone. They've got a cool new app that they're trying to get set up so that they can keep everything there. And then they've got some Post-it notes here, there, and everywhere. All right. This is the way I keep my master to-do list. And I want to tell you, I don't care how you do it. This might not be the best way for you, might be a godsend. It's hard to tell. But whatever you choose to do, I want you to keep a master to-do list in one place. Now, my master to-do list, this is a written one. I personally keep mine in a Google Doc. And the reason why I do that is because I run 2 full-time businesses. I run the Priority Project, which is the group coaching program for entrepreneurial women, and I still run my photography studio full-time. So it's quite often that my to-do list will be at home and I will get a text message or something will come to me while I'm out. What I do in that case is I text message myself, whatever it is I need to do. And then when I get home, I write it down on my to-do list. Okay, so that's how I do that. All right, now it's pretty simple. Write down every single thing that you need to do in one place, wherever that is. Don't spend a lot of time overthinking this. Just get it done. Okay, now here is your next step. Identify and highlight your 6 most important things, both personally and professionally, that you need to get done. At least one of these 6 things on each list need to be moving you toward a goal. All right, so let's just kind of break this down a bit. If you're trying to launch a $1 million product and your top 6 to-do list starts with check your email, you need to reevaluate. Yes, we all need to check our email. We all need to respond to clients. We all need to respond to text messages. And I get that. But what is going to be on your 6 most is going to be moving you in the right direction. Okay, not keeping your wheels spinning. Because trust me when I tell you, and you're probably the same, or you wouldn't be here, I could spend all day long just going through my email box and going through my text messages, but it's not helping me reach one of my goals. All right. Now, what do you do after you highlight those 6 things personally and professionally? You move them to your daily priority planning page. Okay. You write them down in order of importance. Right. And next episode, I'm going to show you how this looks like real time for me. And I think that's going to be a huge eye opener. And here's something that's really important. Just because it's on your list doesn't mean it's going to get done today. Right? We only have a certain amount of hours in a day. And I am a firm believer that your family does not deserve leftovers. And I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about your time. All right. And that's probably going to be a whole nother episode. But I want you to keep that in mind. Sometimes what's on your 6 most is not going to get done, and it's okay. All right. So what do you do? Oh, let me tell you about your daily take a bite tasks. So one of the things on my daily priority page for this coming up week is to run my new Facebook ad. to do my new Facebook ad, it's going to require me to write the copy. It's going to require me to design the ad. It's going to require me to schedule it, just different things like that. So that's where my take a bite tasks are going to come in. So number one is going to be set up Facebook ad. And then the take a bite task is going to list out the different things I need to do to make that happen. Okay. And that's it. Once you get that done, you're going to put it in a time block. Okay. So your number one might fall at 10 o'clock. If 10 o'clock is your best hour of the day, that's where you're going to want to do your number one daily priority, and so on. Okay. Here is another important thing that I want you to understand. Planning gives you freedom. All right. And what doesn't get planned doesn't get done. Now, I know from working with women weekly and daily, individually and in my group course, some of you are probably sitting there saying, you know, that sounds so simple, stupid, but it doesn't work for me, and here's why, blah, 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 blah. All right. And I'm going to ask you a question. How do you know it doesn't work for you if you don't try? Okay. You wouldn't be here if you didn't need a solution, and I'm offering you one. And I just want you to give me 7 days of committing to this each day. And at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, I want you to come back and I want you to comment on this video and tell me what happened. But you have to be committed. You can't be half, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that kind of thing. You have to each night when you go to bed, commit to writing your planning page for the next day and scheduling a time for each of your projects. Okay. Again, it's michellekusmic.com/3 steps to get your first workbook. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor and hit subscribe and help me out. You'll also know when the next episode comes out that's going to show you how this works in my life real time. And later in the month, I'm going to be working with all the working moms that are now becoming homeschool moms too, to see if I can give you a boost in the right direction. Until then, I will be cheering you on.